Okay, welcome back on the session of creating an Angular application using GitHub Copilot. So now let's start with the coding of the other components. So in the last, we created the service classes to make a third-party API call along with the other calls. And we also created the routing module.ts file to have all the routes. So in this session, let's try to deep dive and create a component. So at first, let's start with the toolbar. So as we can see in the output here, so we have a toolbar which has two buttons in it. So let's try to create one. So let's go and go to .html file. So just clear out what all the things which is not necessary. So I'll just delete all the things which is not required. And then I'll just write a comment here for the GitHub to provide me some suggestions. So I'll just set as a div tag to div tag with flex basically. So we'll be using a flex. So div tag with flex has row to display two buttons basically, display two buttons. And let me go to the next line and see, yes, there is a suggestion already being given. So there are two suggestions that is being given. I can use a mat icon, but as of now, I don't need any icon. So I'll go with the first suggestion itself. And let me close the div. So here it has given me two buttons, dashboard and watch list. But since we have not given any name for the button in the comment section, so it gives its own name. So I can just change the name to anything that I want. I'll just change it to stock watch. And the other button has a wish list basically. And again, the router link is given by default to dashboard and watch list basically, but we can change it to anything that we want. So I'll just change it to home and wish list. So along with that, there are classes that has been provided. It also provided the flex layer row and alignment. So I can just see these changes in the UI. So for that, let me open up a new Chrome browser and it just say localhost 4200. So as we see, 4200 is going to home, but in the home we don't have anything. So for example, in the home.html we don't have anything. Let's try to have an app toolbar here. So there is a suggestion already being provided by the Visual Studio itself. So I'll just use that and save the application. So now I'll be able to see a toolbar getting printed on the home page where there is two buttons, stock watch and wish list, right? But this is not exactly like the way we have provided here. So there is some background color, width, height and everything. So let's try to have that same. So let's go to toolbar.html, but the class here is mat toolbar row. So I can just copy this and go to .css file and try to create a class out of it. Let's see if there is any suggestion being given. Yes, there is some suggestion already getting started. But as I already said, I need my own color, the height, width, and so on, so things. So let me give some criteria here. So I'll just say the CSS part, CSS for toolbar to have height to have height has 60 pixel, might be somewhere around 60 pixel. Width to 100%. I just need to have that has 100%. And background color to be orange, somewhere around orange. And the font color to be white, font color white. And something like the font size to be 600, font size to be 600 might be. So let me close the comment section here. And let's see if there is we get the suggestion. Yes, it's already giving me the suggestion, so let me save that. So whatever the let me accept the solution first of all. Sorry, yeah, tab. So I accepted the solution. So whatever the comment that you have given, the same way it is also providing you all the things that is required. So I'll just save it and move back here. So here I will be able to see that there is a toolbar which has 60 width, 60 height, 100% width, white color as a font color, but the orange is not that good. So I'll just change it to something. So let me do it something darker. So I'll just say it as hash e b f e40 and save it. So this is light, a little darker with red shades and so on things, and it matches with the original text. So now we have a toolbar with all the CSS properties. Along with that, we have two buttons: stock watch, which on click will go to the home button, home page, whereas the wish list will go to the wish list page. So that's great. So we are done with the toolbar. So we have added the HTML file and we have added the CSS file, and GitHub Copilot has helped us to write the both HTML and CSS part based on the comment that we have provided. The next thing is to create a home page where it has to make a third-party API call and display the stock details in form of a cards. So let me go to home.component.html. But before starting with the HTML, first of all, we need the data, right? Let's go to home.component.ts file. And first of all, let's try to create a constructor to inject service and snack bar might be. So let's see if there is any suggestion. Let me delete this also, might be. So yes, it's giving me the injection, but it is injecting only the stock service and not the snack bar. Let us do that on our own because we already know how to inject the services. So same way, let's inject the other things also, which is required. So I'll just say it as snack bar. So we need a snack bar, right? So let's try to do that. So we have injected the service and the snack bar, which might be required in going ahead. Then ng on it, it's empty thing, but we need to make a call to the service class to get the stock details. But before that, we need some variables, right, to store the stock details, everything. So let me try to give that variable to store stock details, store stock details, sorry, store stock details. So let's see, yes, it's already giving me suggestion, so I'll just use that. So it's just creating a stock details as a variable. So let me delete the ng on init entirely and write a comment on init get stock details. Yeah, it's already giving me stock details from India by subscribing to the service. So let's see if it works. Yes, it's trying to give me some suggestions. Go on. Is it giving me the details? Yes, it's trying to give me some things, but it might not be calling the correct method. Might be, for example, the method name is get stock data. So I'll just say it as to the service instead of saying subscribing to. I'll give the correct name itself so that there will be no confusion. So I'll just copy the service name and paste it here. Stock data method in service, stock service base. Okay, stock service, yeah. So let's see if there is any suggestion. Yes, there is a suggestion that I am getting. So let me accept this tab. So it's trying to expect one argument, but it is not sending any argument. So let me send the argument by on my own. So I'll just send as India. Okay, so it's already it's giving some error saying that it should be observable thing. We might miss it something. So for that, let us go to the service class once and see what are the things that we are missing. So in the get request, it should be observable basically, right? So for all the get request, it should be observable. So that is what it is being said. So when you hover over the subscribe, it's actually saying observable has to be defined. So let's go and try to add the same to all the stuff. So like I'll just say it as observable of any. So let's copy paste the same thing to every method here for all the get method basically. So I'll just save it and go back, and now details dot data So wait, let me delete this subscribe. I don't know, dot subscribe. Okay, this is giving the data now in a correct format. So is there anything else that we are missing? Let's see. Yes, there is something missing, that is the close parenthesis. Okay. So this is making a call to the get stock data India with the data that I am getting, and it is getting stored in the variable that we have created just now. So let's try to give some more actions to GitHub Copilot. That means I don't want to have the whole data into my things. So I'll just say it as retrieve only, retrieve stock details, and slice retrieve stock details from data, because we are getting the data inside a data. So I'll just say it as data, and I'll try to slice it up, slice from 20 to 40 stocks only. So let's see if there is anything we are getting. Let's say data dot. Yes, basically whatever the comment that you are giving, it's trying to give you out. So basically here I have provided an extra caution that it has to get the data from data, and whatever the array that I get, I need to slice it from 20 to 40 data. Yes, it is giving from 20 to 40 data as a GitHub Copilot. Great. So we are done with this method where it will get the data from the things and we will be storing it in the array. So we'll go to the HTML file later, but let's try to have some more methods like search. So a method to get stocks of selected country. So basically we have selected COUNTRY by subscribing to same method in stock service. I'll just copy and just paste it here. Yeah, it's taking the country as a parameter because as we can see in the stock service, it's taking the country, it's taking the country as a parameter. So it's also suggesting the same. Again, it's trying to get it from the latest data. So here I have provided the comment as retrieve everything. So retrieve from 20 to 40 data. Again, this is the same thing that's also providing to me. So let me accept the same. So whatever the country that I select, so we are getting the data and getting sliced up from 20 to 40 line. What is the data, right? So what might be the other things? Other things is to add it to the wish list. So I think it's already providing me the suggestion to add stock to wish list by subscribing to add wish list method in the stock service. Again, Copilot is providing me the suggestions. Let me use that suggestion itself, add to wish list and add to wish list. Superb. So it's also showing if I want to add a snack bar or not. Basically, we all know that Copilot will be using the public repository. There might be some repository who might be using the same snack bar to do all those stuff. So I think they are providing the same suggestion to me also. And I'm okay with the suggestion. So I'm just accepting the suggestions. And the next thing is a method to, let's say a method to get all. No, sorry. Wait. So if I click on the add to wish list, basically in the home page, so there is two button, add to wish list. One is to time series. Add to wish list will be making a call to this particular method. So method to route to the time series data, method to route to time series / time series by passing symbol as a parameter. That's great. It's already giving me suggestions. Yes, window.location.href. I got the suggestion from the GitHub Copilot to move from a home component to the time series component. So I think all the basic methods which is required is completed. So we have a stock variable, we have a ng on it to get the stock details from basis the country, add a wish list and route to the time series thing. So let's go to HTML and try to add all the cards which is required. So let me go to the HTML. We have added the toolbar already along with that what are the other things that might be required. So let's go to the page. So in the next line, just below the toolbar, we need a countries, right? So this should be iterated over the array and the button has to be created. So for that, let me go to the home.ts file again. Let's try to create a variable to so basically variable to store the country names, store country names uh, such as country names such as I'll just give out like India. I'll just say it as India, United States, United States, then China, then whatever Australia might be Australia, Belgium. It's giving me some suggestions. I don't need all this. Australia. And the last might be what are the things that I have. China, Japan. Okay, let me create a Japan also, and let me create Canada also. Let's see for that. And let's see if the suggestion is being provided. Yes, the country array is getting created with all the data. So whatever the data that is required, it is getting printed here. So I'll just use that. So India, United States, China, Australia, Japan. I can add some more or just leave it there. So I'll just save it and go to HTML file. So I have a countries now. So the thing that I need to do is I need to create a div where it has to iterate over the country array and provide a button for each of the country names, right? So for that, let me comment div tag with flex as row to iterate over list of countries, list of countries, right? List of countries and display button basically. So that is what required. Display button for each country. Button for each country. So let us see. There should be some suggestion. Yes, there is some suggestion, but basically it's giving a different suggestion. I just want to iterate over the countries, but it's not iterating. So let's see the other suggestion. Yes, there is already a suggestion coming where it will be iterating over the countries and it is providing the button. I think this suggestion is more appropriate to me. So I'll just use this and close the div tag. Uh, close the div tag. So again, it has some classes which is provided. Again, it takes classes mat toolbar. I'll just change it to countries. country country so that it may be more appropriate and it's saying as a flex as row and space between center all those stuffs and mat button so it is going iterating over the countries. Let's see if the countries the name matches. Yes, the name is matching and it's also providing me the button for it, but it's saying that on click of a button it has to go to on country change. But in the home.ts file, we have provided a method name get stock over the country name, right? So I'll just change the name. So Control C and Control V here. So boom, if I click on save now and go back to the thing. So here I will be able to see all the countries, India, United States, China, Australia, Japan, and Canada. So that's the different state countries that I have provided. If I want to make any changes, I can go to TS file and just add one more thing here. So I'll just add it as Africa. Okay, United Kingdom. That would be great. Kingdom. So there is two. I just save it and come back and I'll be able to see the United Kingdom at the last. That's great. Okay, the next thing that I need to create is the third section where all the stocks has to be displayed in form of a cards. So let me go here, go to HTML file. So next is the div tag. So let me add one more command. So to create a div tag. So add a div tag with the flex. So let's wait for some suggestion. Yes, it's providing some suggestion already. There are three things. So it is, let's see if this suggestion seems good for us. So it's already iterating over the stocks and the mat card is getting printed. Let's see other suggestions also by clicking on next button. Again, it is also iterating over it. It's also iterating over it, and we have two buttons in the actions like and share. I think all three suggestions seem similar. So I'll just use one and uh, close the div tag. So let's now make some changes, whatever it is required. For example, it's class is stock, raw, it's all good. It's also making a iteration over the stocks, but we are storing the stock details in a variable stock details. So let me control C and control V. And different things that's coming, symbol type. So I'll just change it to the whatever the value that I have. So basically I'm in the header, I'm just showing the symbol as well as the type of the stock. Yes, I'm doing that symbol and the type of the stock. And in here I'm providing the name and some text here. So I'll just instead of providing all this, I'll just change it to something else like name of the stock to be stock dot name, and then a p tag where I can just say that traded in the country, traded in stock dot country, stock something currency with currency, currency, currency has stock dot currency. So I think that's will be enough, might be. Okay, so there is two button called like and share. Let's see what how this is looking like. So control S and let me go to the page. So here the cards are coming, but it's in the same row. As you can see, all 20, all the stocks are coming in the same row. So for this, let us do some changes. First thing is, let's do it not a row. Let's do it as a row wrap so that it will be wrapped around. And let's have some background things to this. Let's have some background to this. So for that, let me add a class here. Class is equal to stock card. I'll just set as stock card, something like this, and try to add a class, CSS class here. CSS class. There is some suggestion already getting printed, like for example, width 100, height 100. So I just don't want that thing, but I just need my own CSS. So let me write a CSS for card, uh, having max height to be HEIGST, max height to be 250 pixel, so that it seems good, and background color to be background color of the card to be something like hash F1 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 F1. This is a light gray color, so that's the reason I am using this. And it's also providing width 100%. No, I just don't want this, and I'll just have a marching top has 10%. I think that should be enough, might be. Let's see. Should provide the suggestion. Yes, it is getting the suggestion. Save all, and let's see the output. Here it is. Yes, it is coming somewhere around, but it is not getting wrapped. Okay, it is also getting wrapped. Okay, okay, that's great. So it's getting wrapped. That's great to have it. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So in some rows it has 4. So in some rows it has 3. Some rows it has 5. So let's make it consistent by going to HTML file and writing a command saying. So I'll just say it as display only 3 cards per row. Only 3 cards per row. I'm saying to display only three cards per row. So let me see if there is any suggestion. No. Uh, Let me just make a copy of it. Control X. Create a div tag here so that and paste the whole thing out. So instead of ng for here, I'll just Control X and put it here. So we are doing this, and we have the class here and all those stuff. So display only three cards per row. There is a ng4, and I think there should be some suggestion here. So I can use a fx flex might be. Let's use this, and I can just say it as 30. Save it and go back. Yes, there is only three cards per row here, as you can see. So what happened, because since I have given the fx flex as 30, so there will be 30 for each card there will be 30% given. But there is something missing. That means there is no image, right? Correct. So let's add that image now. So in the header, let's give a div tag. Okay, so let's give the comment itself. Let's say if yes, it's already it's giving the suggestion. That's great. We got the suggestion to have an avatar in the card header, and that's great, right? So there is a class here. So let me copy it, and let's copy the same thing and go to the CSS file. Let me add the same class here. Let's see what is there any suggestion that is giving. I think it's providing some suggestion to me to have the background image, the size, cover, and so on so things. I think I can accept it. Sorry, tab button. This is not required as of now, so I'll just remove this. Fine. So it's taking the background image from it's taking it from the actual material. So I don't want to take it from the actual material, but I have the image already available in the asset. So I'll just replace it with dot slash assets slash stocks dot jpg. So let's try to save all those things, save all, and go here. Yes, I think the stock details are coming pretty well here. See, what might be missing here? There is a space, but here we don't have the space here. So let's try to add the space now. So go to the HTML file. So instead of having a space between, let's say it as space around. Yes, great. So we have all the spaces around. Great. And in the card action, we have like and share, but this like and share has nothing with it as of now. So let's try to have some things with it now. So for that, let's add a card. So I can just say it as let's try to give comment display two matte buttons. Let's say display matte buttons to call get time series, right? So what is the method name that I have given? Is a time series, gets a time series method. So I'll just say the same thing, get time series method. Let's see it gives anything. So yes, it's already giving me. So matte button with color, I think this is not required. So I'll just remove this and change the name to time series. And again, I need one more button to make a call. So I'll just keep that. And what do I want to make? I want to make a call to the add to wish list, right? So I'll say add to wish list method. Yes. Add to wish list. Basically, it's giving the name also. Add to wish list time series. Can I change the color? Yes, I can change the color. I can just say color is equal to primary. Okay. Instead of having this, let's try to, instead of I writing it, let's try to give it. with color has primary. Color has primary. Let's see if it is here. Yes, it's giving the suggestion to the color to be the primary also. So let's save it and go back. Yes, so we have all the stocks and 2 buttons for the time series and add to wish list. So we are done with the home component here. So we have provided all the methods that is required to ng on init, get stocks, add to wish list and get time series, and the HTML file also. So we can check the actions, add to wishlist and time series once we are done with the timed component and so on, and wishlist component also. So for that, let me go to the timed component now and go to TS file here. So as we can see, the timed component is basically to make a call to the external third-party API to get the timed series value. So the method that will be called is get stock series. So I'll control C. I'll go to TS. Again, I need a constructor to inject the stock service, right? So for that, I'll just say constructor to inject the stock service. Let's say it as stock service. It's not giving the suggestion, but we know how to inject the services. So I'll just do the same thing here. Service stock service. So I have injected the stock service here. And again, there might be requiring a variable to store the data, right? So variable to store stock time service details, time series details. So is it providing? Yes, time series, stock time series variable has been provided for me. And in the ng on init, I just need to make a on init to make a call to um, get time series method by subscribing to time series method in the stock service. That's great. Okay. And is it giving me? Yes, it's giving me. Okay, so basically it's saying that get time series method is not available. So let me go to stock service. Okay, let me copy the whole thing method now and copy here, paste it here. I think we have given the song. So it's giving the symbol AAPL, but I need it to be dynamic, right? So how can I make it dynamic? As I already showed here, not here. So in our so in the address bar itself we will be having the symbol, so I need to get the data from the address bar. So how do I get it in the Angular application? So I need to inject one more thing called as activated route. I think router is not required. Let me see if it's trying to provide any suggestions. Let me delete and try it out. Giving only stock service now, but I need a thing, so I'll just say it as route to be activated route. Angular itself is giving me suggestions to insert an activated route, right? So once I get the activated route, so basically I need to store it in a symbol, with some variable, right? So let me create a variable here. So I'll just say it as a variable to store symbol. Okay, so basically, it's by subscribing to get series. So I'm getting the series value, but I need to store the symbol also, right? So again, I'll also say get symbol data from activated route, activated ROUT route. So let me see if the suggestion comes. Yes, the suggestions are coming to get the route value, but quick fix and that's it. So I just quick fix it so that by this particular command, it's saying that I can get the symbol from the route and store it in a local variable called this dot symbol. So instead of sending the hard-coded value every time, I can just say it as symbol. So whenever the time series data comes, then it will take the symbol from this from the activated route and make a call to the get stock time series value and happens, right? So we get the data, and if the data is present, then we have to show it in the HTML file. So let's go to time dot. So whatever the data we have, let's delete it. And even in the time series, we need a toolbar, right? So let's try to have that tool. Then thing is, we need to have a div tag where it will display all the cards. So for that, I'll just create a comment for saying the div tag with flex as a row wrap to iterate over, sorry, to iterate over list of time series value. So this is the list of time series value series, and display a card for each, and display cards for each time series, for each time series. That's great. Okay. It should provide some suggestion. Yes, it's providing some suggestion. So based on the HTML file that I have written in the home.component.html, it's making the similar changes and giving me the suggestions here. So it's trying to give the same suggestion. Let me try to the second suggestion. Yes, it's kind of a same to me. So what I do is just accept it and make some changes if any required. So I'll just do this. We have a, okay. So let me get the variable, correct variable name. So Control C and Control V here. And it's trying to give the card with all these stuffs, but here in the time series value I don't need the avatar, so I'll just remove this. Instead of showing the symbol here, I need to show the date and time, so I'll just set as date time. And instead of showing type, I'll just set as volume there. And in the content, so for example, I don't need any mat card actions because I don't have any buttons. So I'll just remove the actions here, and in the card content I want to show, okay, it's showing the new suggestion now, like open, high, low and close, so I'll just use that. And if I save, go back to the application, so let's go to United States and click on the time series. So there's nothing coming because the data value is present in the TS file. We have a small issue that we are getting the entire JSON. From it we need to extract values from it, and now we are able to see this. So it's kind of coming all the way, but there is no background color and so on so things. So let's try to add some background colors now. So I'll just copy the CSS here, Control C and Control V. Let's see, it's giving the suggestion based on the previous value that I have used for the stock card. So even in the home.html, I have been used the same CSS called stock card. So that's the reason it is giving the suggestion here with the same values. So let me use the same. And if I see now, yes, I think it's great, right? So we are able to see the series of cards here. So from the toolbar, I can go to the home page. We have not done with the wish list yet, so let it keep it aside. But I can go to the any country, and I can click on the time series to get the time series values. So it has only one time series values. So here we are done with the time series component. The last but not the least that we are left with is adding the stock into my wish list. I think in the home page we already provided the method to add it to the wish list. But as I already said, if I click on any wish list, basically it is going to localhost 3000, that is the JSON server where it has to be running. But we don't have the JSON server yet created. So let's try to create one very quickly. So let me close this. Here itself, I can create one file called wishlist.json. So basically you can create the wishlist.json file anywhere in your system. So basically I'll be creating inside the source folder, and so inside the source folder I have created a new file named wishlist.json file. I can provide some data here so that it acts as a server for me. So let me give this. Let's say if we are storing the stock details, right? So I'll just say it as a stock and the empty array. So this is a simple JSON file that I have been created, that I have created. There's nothing in it. Basically, it's kind of a JSON value where I'm trying to store stock value. So that's the reason I have provided it. So let me run this JSON value, JSON file to make a JSON server. So how do I run it? So you can open up a terminal. It opens a new terminal. So you can cd to src. Basically, the wishlist.json is inside the src, right? So I'll cd to src. And I'll just say JSON-server space wishlist.json. Enter. Basically, it will make the JSON server to run reading the wishlist.json file. So whatever the post request that you do, that will happen over this JSON file. And if you make any GET request, it will make over this. So as you can see, the resource is running on 3000/stock. And that is the same thing that I have provided here, right? So now the JSON server is running. So let us try to add something to wishlist. So let's try to add this as to the wishlist. We have a snack bar and we have a close button also. That's basically we have already created a method for it in the home.component.ts file to add it to the wishlist. But if I go back and try to go to the wishlist component, there is nothing here because we haven't written any HTML file. So let's go to wishlist.ts file first. The first thing is to again inject the constructor. So constructor. So it's giving the same suggestion. So let's try to define the constructor on our own. So let's say constructor. Basically, it says private service. So this is how we can do this. So I'll just say that stops. I think I need to import it. So I'll just make a quick fix and import. Okay, we have imported, injected the sock service. The next thing is to have an onInit function. So onInit to get a wishlist by subscribing to get wishlist method in the stock service. Yes. But once it gets the data from the wishlist, where it has to be stored. So it has to be stored in some variable, right? So for that, let's create a variable to store wishlist data. Wishlist data. It's creating a variable for us. Great. So let's see if they see the suggestions now. So ng on init. So it's giving the suggestion by making a call to get wishlist and subscribing it to the data and storing the data into the wishlist, right? So here in this wishlist card, I will be having one method I will be having one button where if I click on that, I have to be moved to the time series component. So for that, I'll say method to route route to / time series by passing symbol as a parameter. So time series. These are the suggestions that it provided. That's great. Let's go to HTML page and remove all those which is not required. Import the app toolbar here also. Control Z. And let's try to give some comment. Has to give some suggestion. Okay, it's a div tag, right? Okay, it's div tag. So let's wait for some time. It should give some suggestion. Actually, it is trying to give some suggestion. So that's the reason it is just rotating. So it's already started giving the suggestion. I think it's using the same old code to suggest me. So there is 3 suggestion that is getting provided. So I can use anyone. So I'll just use this. So again, there is nothing much to be changed here. I think we should remove this because we are already into the wish list. So this button is not required anymore. I'll just remove this. Right. Other than this, I think there's nothing to be changed. Okay, there is a class called stock card. So I'll just copy this, go to the CSS file and add this. It's already giving the suggestion based on comment that I have given in the other CSS file. So since I'm using the same file, same CSS to all the cards, so it is giving the suggestion as the same. So I'll just save all and see the output. So here I'll be able to see the wish list because I have provided only one wish list here. Oh, okay, there is no avatar here. So let's see the changes. Okay, so there the avatar has been into the card. So class. So let me control C, go to the CSS and add this. Since I have already provided the CSS in one of the CSS file, so it's provide the same suggestion to me. So I'll just use that and go back. So now I'll be able to see my wish list. So for example, I can add many more to my wish list. For example, let's go to United States and add some of them into the wish list. So I'll add this and I'll add this. Let's go to Canada and I'll add this. So now if I go to wish list now, I'll be able to see all the cards of or the stocks that I've added as a wish list, and I can see the time series also from here. I can move from home page to wish list anywhere I can go. So this is how we can develop an Angular application using the GitHub Copilot with little understanding of Angular applications.
Okay, by this we come to the end of this session. Thank you.